Hello and welcome to the show. Well, this was always likely to happen. Let's be honest, the Unimog is going to take on our rally course. I'm going to get this out of the way nice and early on in the series. It's an interesting prospect, actually. Not only is it haunted, apparently, because the wheels are... Why are the wheels moving? This video's going out on Halloween, I think, if my scheduling's all sorted. We've got a haunted Unimog, and it's full of dinosaurs. Maybe the dinosaur... let's not ask questions. It's just accept that it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, this is an interesting prospect. Of course, it's going to be very heavy. It is going to have a lot of power, but it's a huge vehicle, taking on a very technical rally stage. Couple of things, though. Ride height, of course, massive. The sand unlikely to affect this all that much. That might play into its favour. Also, if we do clip fences, it ain't going to be slowing this thing down. So, it could work out pretty well. It's kind of an interesting prospect, this. Safe to say. Now, engine-wise, of course, we will be having the... Oh, I thought I built this before. Apparently taking the engine off and going to put it back on. I don't actually know why I had a stand in one of these hanging around anyway. But, either way, I mean, it's going to be... Oh, I don't want to spend $500,000 on this, but I guess we're going to. The engine comes from the Iron Knight, the Volvo race truck. 2,400 horsepower and near enough 4,500 torque. It is a beast of an engine. So, that will go in our vehicle. We will have, I mean... Do we actually want bars at the front? There's no real advantage to it. They're heavier. Do we take stuff off at the back? Yeah, it actually makes it slightly lighter, so that's surely the way to go. I didn't think they could save weight. Now there's less. Like there's a prospect of dinosaurs in the back. Now, no prospects, but it's lighter, and lighter is important. Definitely important. Let's go tyres, as big as we can get, please. 425s on the front. It's going to clear a lot of sand. It's going to clear an awful lot. Not going to give it, well, I say not going to give it a huge amount of grip. It's however many thousand, 20,000 pounds. It's, yeah, going to be difficult to turn, I think, it is safe to say. Gearbox is a little bit of a bit of a funky thing to deal with. I reckon it's 183 miles an hour. It is mad. It is mad, this this contraption. Yeah, we'll go stick on that one. Gear ratios are always a bit funky to deal with. It will be okay. You kind of just got to skip through the first few gears, and then you're good to go, really. Braking, 4.3. That's fun. I can't... Oh, I can upgrade braking. There we go. I was going to say, we were missing a category. It's the engine. You can't do anything to the engine. The Iron Knight's engine is as it is. There we go. 6.6. It's still not great. We are S1 class. Just. This won't be getting to the top of S1 class. It won't be getting anywhere near the top of S1 class. Oh, the haunted wheels are back. Only one, though. This is very peculiar. Oh, and now there's a butterfly. Less peculiar. I say less peculiar. Where are you going, butterfly? You're just kind of spazzing out around my... Oh! Butterfly got sucked into the ether. Got into one of the haunted wheels. No. Let's just quickly build the truck and then we drive you and then we don't worry about the haunted nature of the vehicle. Let's go and take as much weight off of it as we can. It's down 4,200 pounds. That's like a big BMW has come out of my Unimog. It's still 12,500 pounds. I mean, there's plenty of power and plenty of torque to go with it all. It's a lot of money, but there we go, I guess. Let's not ever take that engine out of here again. As I said, I don't know why the engine came out of it, but there we go. Prospects for this are interesting. I genuinely don't know whether it's going to be fast, but I'm hoping for at least an interesting performance. So, here we are on the start line, or our made-up little start line, with the massive Unimog. Actually going to be starting in 5th gear. It's the easier way of getting the truck away from the line. Otherwise, you just spend a lot of time changing gear initially. So we're probably not going to want to go much lower than 5th, in all honesty. If you haven't seen this series before, the way it works, each vehicle is getting 3 runs through the course. We leave it a minute to let the AI get out of the way, and then we take our vehicle through the course and see what we can do. Now, it's always off the line. It's a little... It's not the fastest accelerating of machines. What are we going to do on the sand? This is an important question, actually, because if we can keep up momentum through this sand better than we saw from the likes of the MG, from the likes of the Fiesta rally car, that would be good. That's the sort of thing I think we're going to struggle in, is carrying corners. I can't really throw this around with the handbrake in the same way as we have done with some of the other vehicles. It's just not going to respond to it. But it is unlikely to waste any time spinning its wheels. It's unlikely to waste its time trying to get going out of some of these corners. It will have traction pretty much the entire way. It's just how fast it is with all of that. We're a little wide through there, but that's not exactly an uncommon sight. Out of the way, puny fences, and there are a couple of points where I'm not even sure this is going to fit without a little bit of clonking on the fences. That's where we're likely to hurt, is through these more technical sections, although it's carrying decent enough momentum there to get things right. Oh, well, I'm slightly cheating. This is not... Trying to be precise with this is a lot more difficult, and, you know, with cars, you hit those, you will start suffering penalties, you will start being slower and whatnot, but with this, it really, really will not matter. We haven't really seen, well, we're not going to see much in terms of high speed. It's part of the challenge of this circuit. I don't know whether anything's going to clear 100 miles an hour. Probably has done in a couple of cars in a couple of places will probably do it. But this, I mean, straight line speed-wise is not too bad compared to the likes of the MGB and the Fiesta. The difficulty bit is the... Oh, come on. Feed it through here. Is the handling. Again, we've not really got the... Not got the grip, not got the turning in the Unimog. Have we got the speed to make the jump? We better have the speed to make the jump, otherwise we might be in some trouble. The MG was crossing the finish line right about now. So, oh god, will it fit? Hey, it does. That's nice. I like to see that. And that's across the finish line. It's a 2:12 for its first run. We are a fair few seconds off. We're 10 seconds off the time set by the MG. There may be a little bit more time to come though from that with a better and more careful run. Well, we are on the hunt for about 10 seconds. A couple of seconds I can tend to find. Not sure you can get 10 out of this. We're going to give it a damn good try. We're going to try launching in 4th this time around. It might be a little bit better. You kind of want to keep the turbos in, but keep the turbos kicking in as soon as possible without having to be immediately shifting through all of the gears. It's not the easiest of things to work with, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go and spin around there. We are a little bit neater. Now, one thing that you will find is in this kind of sand, it's much the gearing speed-wise is different, because for most of the cars they're struggling more to push through here. What would normally be a good speed for, in this case, let's say 5th. Might actually be different when you're in the sand, so you've got to kind of very quickly adapt and learn whatever it might be that the vehicle is wanting to be doing. We'll scythe our way through there, no problem. This is a better run so far. Actually managed to avoid the fences as well. This is going to be a big slowdown there. Not avoided that fence, but you know. Let's maybe go 6th up here. That turn there gets me. It's a very nasty kind of off-camber, almost blind corner. You need to turn in a lot earlier than I am. But there's quite a few of these corners with this Unimog, certainly, where I am turning in like I would with the normal car, and this has just got a lot more weight to it. This has just got an awful lot more weight to it, and you need to have been turned in a smidge earlier. You kind of got to commit to those corners. It will find grip. I mean, it's not carrying bad speed considering what it is around here. It's not doing very badly at all. Right, up the top of the hill we go. This time much better there. Do we want? It might have been okay leaving it in 7th. Now weave our way down here. This is where it does hurt. The poor Unimog. Come on, make that corner. Now accelerate away. We are, I think, a little bit faster. We are a little bit faster this time around. We've got more than enough suspension travel to deal with the big crashing landing here, and then it's just that acceleration towards the line. It's gonna be faster. It's not going to be beating the MG. It's better. We found, what, 3 seconds in that run, down to a 209.2, which is not too bad. Which is not too bad at all. I'm not sure I can improve that much more, but we'll give it a damn good go. On to our final run with the Unimog. Some 7 seconds are needed if we are to challenge the MGB. Let's face it, I'm not expecting it to, but the Unimog is doing pretty well. For what it is, it's actually a lot of PI down, of course, and this is only just into S1 class, and it's a lot of weight. There is a lot of weight to be moving around. The ground clearance, of course, helps it with some of the sand, but it's still, yeah, still the weight just trying to get the vehicle turned is what's going to hinder it. The gears also, of course, do not really help. You're doing a lot of shifting. I'm trying a different technique, perhaps, for this final run. We're going to leave it in 6th a bit more, as I think 5th is still a little bit too short, really, for a lot of this. There is a mountain of power and a mountain of torque to get away with this, so I'm hoping it might work. Rather than buzzing the limiter in 5th a lot, it's worth a try, really. It's worth a try. I don't think there's much more that I could have done on that previous run as such. There's no big glaring errors on the lap, if you like. So we're just going to try a little bit different technique. This change of direction is, again, better than you might initially think for a Unimog. For a big old truck like this one, I mean, it's still not up there with rally cars, but there we go. It is neater this time. I think 6th is working a little bit better for this. We'll brush the fence again, a smidge wide. This matters a lot less if we run a smidge wide. We can get away with bouncing across terrain a little bit more, as this will have the kind of suspension travel to deal with what we are asking it to. It's unlikely to lose as much time. There's a big old bit of understeer through here, but that's fine. We will get away with it, hopefully. On the approach up the hill, that was really pushing what we could and couldn't get away with. But there we go. We will run a little bit deep through there, but it is fine. Brakes are actually surprisingly good, considering this is a lot of weight. This is a lot of weight going pretty fast in a couple of places. The brakes do a remarkably good job of slowing it all down. I mean, the tyres are huge, and that will probably help matters as well, especially on the sand and so on. But yeah, it does a good job of getting slowed down. I'm going to crash to the deck there. I think we may be on for a fairly similar run time. It is a little faster again. That, of course, I like to see. That's not too bad. 207.5. It puts it 3 seconds down on a rallycross car. The Unimog is 3 seconds. That's pretty respectful, I would like to think. That is pretty respectful indeed, to be only that sort of time down on a rallycross car. It's going to deal with the sand very well, of course. It's going to deal with the big jump across the finish line. It's going to deal with that nicely. It's going to land that sort of fairly flat, fairly level, which will help you being able to just accelerate away. And I suspect we will see other cars not having such a nice time when they are landing there, and other cars to be slowed down more by the sand, just sort of physically trying to accelerate getting through the sand. The Unimog doesn't have that. It does have 12,500 pounds of weight to, I say, hold it back. But yeah, to try and get through the corners, that is going to hurt. The gearbox, I think it works. You just kind of use 4th to set off, and then mostly 6th out of the slower corners once you've got going. Sort of 6th, 7th are probably just the only places you're really ever going to need with this. It works better around there than I kind of expected. It could have been terrible. It could have been terrible. It could have been quite slow. Yeah, its off-road strengths, turns out, is not too bad for the vehicle. I spy a player actually driving around sensibly. Look at that. You've all done it at some point. Anyway, the leaderboard. Yes, the Unimog will go into 3rd. It will go last, but I doubt it will be the slowest car we ever see around this rally stage. 3 seconds down on that Fiesta is not too bad. It really is closer to that MG. I'm sure we're going to see cars go sub 2 minutes, of course, around there, but that's a pretty respectable time for the big old Unimog. That was going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm not going to stand a chance. Little cars. Goodbye.